I like to be on time. Okay, Bismillah, we are live.
Yo,
Bismillah, alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen, wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah. We are live back on Muslim Real. We're here, mashallah, with a special guest, someone who I've been chasing around the place to give me some of his time. And I finally caught up with him. We are with Abdurraheem from AR.sense, a businessman, entrepreneur, Muslim, and somewhat of a, I don't like the word influencer. I think it's wrong. I would say an individual likes to share his thoughts, his ideas. He's an open book. He's someone who likes to discuss what's in his heart. And I think the reason why I wanted to speak to you, Abdurrahim, is that you touch on fundamental issues to do with the community, wisdom, making sensible choices. And we're in a time where I think the direction of human beings is not really good in a general sense, and we need to help people, help ourselves to
hmm
make the sensible choice. And I thought you are an excellent person to be dealing with that issue.
yeah,
So, Muslim Real, first of all, I like to discuss about how people entered Islam, what changed their mindset, changed their heart to accept the religion of Islam, and then obviously your mindset's going to change. So, you can
yeah.
just give us a brief explanation as to how Islam came to you and why you accepted Islam.
To be honest, yeah, how Islam came to me, like I think Abdullah spoke about it when he was on the other day,
Yes.
where it was basically a lot of people took their shahada at the time
Mm-hmm.
because other man was taking their shahada.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see where I'm coming from? Like at that time, there was a pivotal time where it was like all the top man that were
Mm-hmm.
known in the area for badness or whatever, they
Mm-hmm.
were taking their shahada for whatever reason. Do you see
Mm.
where I'm coming from? Only
No
Allah
idea.
knows.
Okay, no idea
Only
why they thought Islam was suitable
listen,
for them,
listen.
or
Only Allah knows their
mm,
intention. Do you see where I'm
mm,
coming from? So I'm not going to speak on intentions. Do you see where
yeah,
I'm coming from? But Alhamdulillah, praise
alhamdulillah.
be to Allah,
Mm,
they took their shahada.
mm,
Yeah. But I feel like with anything in life, it's just about transition. Do
mm,
you see where I'm coming from?
mm,
And where they came from the roads, the transition to being Muslim,
mm.
they still had the road in it.
Okay.
So I feel like for other people now, it seemed like a big gang of
Yes.
man that are Muslim.
On the
So
same
like I
thing.
said,
Okay. Mm-hmm.
certain man might have took their shahada because they truly believed, and
Yeah.
certain man might have took their shahada because they were scared and they saw that most of these men here who are
Mm-hmm.
something have now
Yeah.
taken their shahada. So,
Yeah.
and at the time it was called
Mm.
get down, lay down. Do you
Okay.
get me? So it was like a state property thing. It's like, raw, if you don't get down with this Islam thing,
Mm.
then boy, you're gonna lay down.
It's problem.
And like I said, I'm from Baghdad, as they say. Yeah.
Mm.
It
Mm.
was called Baghdad for, you know, what goes down in Baghdad. So
Yes.
it was a lot of violence, a lot of guns and tear and blah, blah, and all that stuff there.
Mm.
So that's where I came from. So
Okay.
there was a lot of people that took their shahada around me. But
Mm.
for me, it was like, you man are doing certain things and
Mm.
I'm doing certain things.
Mm.
But you lot are saying, raw, as Muslims, you're saved
Yeah.
and
Still doing
I'm not.
badness.
Yeah. And I'm just like, that's some
Mm.
hypocrite thing. Car,
Mm.
what makes you saved and you're still doing what I'm doing? So I don't really get that. And I didn't really get it. Do you see where
Yeah.
I'm coming from? Now, as
Yeah.
a Muslim, I kind of get where you're coming from.
Mm-hmm.
Like, in terms of, inshallah, one day you'll make it to Jannah, rare, and your sins. And
Mm.
do you get me? But
Mm.
at the same time, it was hypocritical.
Mm.
Do you see
Do you
where I'm
think?
coming
Do you
from?
think at that time did people use Islam as a justification for their crimes, or was it like we need something to bond around? We need to gather around something. So Islam, we can justify our existence through this, and still like how was the mentality at that time?
Do you know what it is? I don't think it was a justification personally, because these man, there was it wasn't
They
really
didn't
a
need
bonding.
justification.
It
Okay.
wasn't really a bonding thing, because there was a bond there already. Do you see where I'm coming
Okay.
from? So
Okay.
that's what I'm saying. I feel like for certain man, they really took their shahada. Do you see where I'm coming from? But they
Yeah.
just didn't give up what they were on.
Okay.
Do
Okay.
you see where I'm coming from? Whether it was the transitional that they're trying to give it up, but they're in the thick of it.
Yes.
Do you get me? So I don't like to really speak on other people's mess, because I don't know their intentions. I'm not Allah. Do you get me?
Yes.
I'm me. So I can only speak on what I saw. Do you get me?
Yeah.
I saw a lot of men around me, you get me, taking their shahada, but they were still doing their thing. Do you get me? And the reason why I took my shahada was I went to a Roman Catholic school, and anybody that knows me in school, secondary school, Sacred Heart, Camberwell New Road, they will know that when it comes to the RE lesson, listen,
Mr. Don,
every RE lesson without fail. Yeah, anybody that knows me that can air this podcast now and was in my RE lessons, they know that every RE lesson without fail, I'm arguing with this RE teacher, Mr. Norman. That was his name, Mr. Norman. I'm arguing and you know what, it was mad, because we'll come in the class and I'll say to the man, then, hey, listen, you see my man, I'm gonna say this, he's gonna say that, I'm gonna say this, he's gonna say that. We're gonna ramble through a couple things, and then it's gonna be the end of the lesson.
What was your main issue with the teacher? What was your main issue with the teacher?
My thing is the 3-in-1 thing. You get me?
Okay.
Like, because Roman Catholic school, innit?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Father, Son, Holy Ghost, and all that stuff there, innit?
Yeah.
And my thing was just like, raw. I hear where you're coming from and that, but if I got 3 fingers, I can't never make them 1.
Yeah.
You get me? That was my
was this before the Muslim influence, before you took your shahada?
This was before I took my shahada. This was before way before I took my shahada. Do you see where I'm coming from?
Okay.
But in school, I just didn't understand that. Like, I didn't understand that. And then at the same time, one of my brothers, like I call him my brother, like I'm allowed to go to his house when he's not there. Do you get me?
Okay.
Big up my brother Amar. You get me? So like, I was close to his parents, etc. They were like my mum and dad at the same time. Do you see where I'm coming from? Like, they were the first people that I saw marriage from. Do you get me? So it's like I'm going to Sunday mass with them, innit? But it's not Roman Catholic. It's Christianity.
Okay.
It's you know, like it's the black people's thing. You get me? Boom, boom, boom.
Yes.
The local vibesy church. Like, really and truly, I'm not gonna lie, man's going there because of the social aspect. Couple gal and rare. And that's just keeping it honest. Do you see where I'm coming from? But their thing's totally different to this Roman Catholic thing that I'm going to school with.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of confused on that level. Like, no, hold on. This is just up and down in, like, it just it don't make sense. It's all Christianity, but this is that and that is this.
Yeah.
So, like I said, every RE lesson I'm arguing about this thing, to the way the man them saying, brother, just leave it alone, bro, man.
You're disturbing the lesson now.
You're just disturbing the lesson, bro. And man's actually thinking that I'm doing it to be spiteful, or I'm really trying to do it to, brother, I'm really trying to understand this.
Yeah.
Like, I'm really waiting for this teacher to tell me something that's gonna settle my heart, that's gonna make me think, you know what, you got a good point. Yeah. But man can never do it for me.
Yeah.
So if we go light years ahead, when, like I said, we're on the ends, everyone's doing their thing, where most men are taking their shahada, I'm kind of like blasé, like, yeah, whatever, where. Remember, I'm still holding the title as a Christian, you know. But at the same time, you ain't gonna swap it out for this Islam thing, and that,
there's no change. You didn't see no change, really.
Yeah, and there's no change in the man then, so it don't really make sense. I might as well stick over here and do my thing. Then I'm hearing, these man will make you watch a video, and when you watch this video now, you take your shahada. So I'm thinking, brother, that sounds like some magic thing. Like, I'm saying, this sounds like a magic thing. You're telling me, man's gonna watch a video.
Yeah.
Then after this video, man's gonna want to take their shahada. That sounds like magic, bro. Man ain't even trying to watch this video.
Yeah.
So then the same person that I'm talking about, my brother Amar, sometime later, he takes his Shahada.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
he's a close friend to you now. He's
listen, that's
influential.
like my brother from another mother.
Gotcha.
Like I said, like his parents are my parents.
Yeah.
Like that's how I see it. Like, do you get me? So I'm like, bro, my man's talking Shahada. Heart beating, hands clammy. I'm thinking, why though? Why?
Yeah.
So I did it. Do you know what it is? I didn't even go to him. I didn't even go to him and be like, yo, let me know why you took your Shahada, rare. Instead, I went to the internet. Do you get me? And I started typing up Islam, like, yo, let me find out what this Islam thing's about. Alhamdulillah, praise be to Allah. I got guided to the true Islam. Yeah. Islamic monotheism, the belief in one God. Do you see where I'm coming from? Not associating partners with this God, whether it's a prophet, whether it's this, whether it's that, whether it's a statue. Do you get me? God is one. Do you get me? And I'm sitting down there and I'm saying, brother,
that's easy to accept.
Listen, this is what I've been saying in my RE lessons all this time. How have I gone and researched this thing here? And automatically the fundamentals of this religion, this way of life is Tawheed, Islamic monotheism, the belief in one God. Don't associate no partners with him. You don't need to go through anybody to get to him. I'm saying, bro.
Okay, so to tell you, so that in the RE lesson, the man's not teaching Islam, because I know now they have to teach all religions, but remember, they just skip over it.
I'm going to a Roman Catholic school. The
Okay,
only
they're
thing
skipping it. They're just skipping it.
Is that? Do you get me? We didn't learn about no other religions, and it wasn't really that. It was our thing. Do you get me?
Yeah.
So doing my research and seeing all of that now, I'm saying, bro, okay, now I'm kind of see why the man them's on this thing here. Because this thing makes sense, but how the man them saying it, it's not relatable. It's not really, I don't think it was really knowledge based. It's more hype based. Yeah, take your shot, but where's the knowledge to it? Where's the implementation and all these things here? And I feel like, especially with Islam, when you don't have no knowledge or there's no implementation for people to see, it's just like, oh, whatever, man. That's fly by night things. You're going to be off that soon.
When it comes to the hard work, then
and you see people come and you see people go. So it's like, I'll choose this thing here anyway. But for me, I just kept on doing research, and I'm just like, raw, yo, this thing is deep, you know?
Yeah.
So then later down, upon doing my research over a time period, it weren't just like a one research. I'm going through this like weeks and that, doing my research and picking up little bits and da. So then it came to the time where I went to my brother Amar. Do you get me? And I'm saying, yo, bro, it's Islam thing. Da. Listen, how you take a shahada? Like, raw, bring me to the mosque, innit?
Yeah.
It's like, all right, cool, I'm going to bring you to the mosque. And he brought me to Croydon Mosque. Yeah.
Okay.
Not ICT, you know, Croydon Mosque. You get me? So I'm like, all right, cool, no problem. So when he's brought me there, like I said, hearts beating and that, man don't know what to expect. You know, I'm still on the roads. I'm still doing my thing, innit? I know that, you know, like certain things, I've got dogs right now. Islam don't allow dogs. Like, I'm out here, I'm in these streets, got gal over here. Do you get me? It's all conflicting with my thing. Do you get me? So I'm just like, let's go and see what these men got to say. So I remember getting there, they were praying, and I just sat at the back. He said, right, he's going to go and pray, just sit down. So when I'm sitting down, there's brothers that are coming in like, brother, come pray. I said, nah, I'm not Muslim. I'm not Muslim. They're like, so come. I'm like, nah, I'll watch. You get me? I'm not on you lot's thing, but I'll watch still. So I remember sitting in the back of the mosque and watching them pray and that, and it just felt tranquil. Do you get me? I'm just like, yeah, no, it's peaceful. Do you get me? So I've sat down after he said to a couple brothers like, yo, my brother wants to find out about Islam. So they brought me down into a little room. There's about 10 to 12 men in this room.
Yeah.
One of them saying, brother, what do you know about Islam? So I'm like, okay, well, I know this, Islamic monotheism, Tawheed, this and that, pillars of Islam, fundamentals, you get me? Pillars of faith, all these things here. So when they're hearing that, man's looking at each other and double backing on me.
You know more than them.
Yeah, so they're like, was you Muslim before? I'm saying, I weren't even Muslim. I just done a little research. You get me? But they're taken back because they're saying, you know everything, basically. You know the fundamentals. So what's going on there? So upon what I've told them, they didn't really have a lot to tell me. Because they're basically saying, right, you kind of hit the nail on the head. What more can we really say apart from, you know, the little things like the do's and the do nots? But as they're saying certain things, I'm saying, yeah, you can't do this and you can't have that. And I've got dogs and, do you get me? But they're saying, brother, hear what? I understand you've done your research, yeah? But you got to understand this. Islam, you got to take it slow. Get me?
Yeah, that's the message, isn't it? You have to leave with the people.
You have to take it slow. We can understand you're on the roads. You can understand you're smoking. You can understand you're doing all these things here, but you're not going to give that up just now. Take your time. Take your time and da. So we've sat down for like, I don't know, like half an hour, 45 minutes or whatever. And they've asked me, well, I don't want to take my shahada. And I'm just like, nah. Do you get me? I don't want to take my shahada, but do you get me?
Was that like, I've been in many situations like when it's kind of put on people take your shahada. Is it because you're not willing to change, or you think, right, if I take the shahada and I don't change everything, I'm a hypocrite? Or is it like, nah, I don't want to change yet? Because
you know what?
on the one side, you realize it's the truth. There's one God, Muhammad is his messenger, but I don't want to jump in yet because it's too much to bear right now. I want to wait until I give up my dogs, give up this, give up that, and then change.
Do you know what it is? Part of it was that, and part of it was a fear. You know, like when you don't really know something, you fear it, innit? Like, to be honest, I don't know this thing. I ain't grown up with this thing. I don't know no one that's really on this thing apart from the man them from the ends or on a hype. And my brother here who's brought me here, and he's fresh to the thing, so he can't really tell me nothing.
Got you.
So what is the implementation and the actualization of this thing? Who am I looking to? No one that I know. So who am I really putting my trust in? Do you get me? Because I don't know no one that's done this.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, skip me with all that shahada thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to come back when I'm solid. Do you get me?
Okay.
And I remember I jumped on the 250 because them times there I was living in West Norwood. Had my own house in West Norwood. And I just remember I jumped on the 250. And as man's jumped on the 250, I'm scared though.
Yeah. Did you miss your chance? Did you miss the bus? Did you miss it?
No, do you know what it is? I've got on the bus, me and my brother, and I'm just thinking, raw, imagine man them jump on the bus now and it's altercation and man gets into it because this is how we was living. Man could get into something, boom, things could get backed and things can happen and man can end up dying out here. Do you get me? And I just remember thinking, bro, imagine I died now and I ain't a Muslim.
Yeah.
Do you get me? That's so in my heart, I knew that I ain't taking this lightly. Do you get me? But at the same time, I don't know what I'm really getting myself into.
Yeah.
But the fact that I'm saying I don't want to die in the state now, like not being Muslim, do you get me? I knew that, Rod, you know what?
You got to make a choice.
I need to make a
now.
choice. So I remember I went home, I reached home, and at them time there, like I said, I was smoking, built up a big one, and bun it, and I went to sleep. Do you get me? And when I woke up in the morning, I jumped up. I'm like, I'm going to take my shahada.
MashaAllah.
Like, that was just on my mind. Like, I'm going to take my shahada. When I woke up, I'm going to take my shahada. And I think, like, I phoned my brother and I was just like, yeah, bro, listen, I want to take my shahada, innit?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
And I can't even remember where I took my shahada, but I went and go and took my shahada that day.
Yeah.
And I was very much on a thing, like, when I took my shahada, like, I ain't salaming no one. I ain't going on the ends and letting the man them know that I'm Muslim, because I don't want the
Got
man them to feel like I'm on their thing. Do you get me?
okay.
I'm on
Okay.
Islam. Like, I'm not on the hype thing and rare. I'm
You're
really
serious
trying
about
to,
this thing.
yeah, I really want to try and practice. I don't want to be with a man them and rare. And then upon getting a little bit of knowledge, and that man's like, nah, man, you have to salam the Muslims. You have to give them their peace, their rights. And do you get me? So, do you get me? Slowly, I was like, all right, salam alaikum, brothers, rare. But I was just trying to keep myself to myself, basically. I ain't trying to get into the thing. Like, I ain't on that. I'm Muslim, but I'm not on that. I'm on my thing. Do you get me?
How would you summarize? What would you say if you could give advice to someone who's looking at the video, who's thinking, should I become a Muslim or not? What advice would you give to them?
Listen, my advice is this, innit? Do it for yourself, first and foremost. Do you get me? Like, if you feel like it's the right thing for you, then I would say don't delay. Because, you know, like, if you feel like it's the right thing for you, then you've either heard about Islam, you've researched Islam, or whatever it is, there's something that's pointed you in the right direction, and you've kind of accepted that there as, do you know what, this is the truth. So before you allow life to get involved of, oh, but I'm still doing this, or oh, I don't want these, because you know what it is 9 times out of 10,
yeah,
it's the people that are around you, that you're gonna tell them, "Raw, I'm Muslim," and then they're gonna see you do something and be like, "Wait, hold on, you're a Muslim, but you're still smoking. You're a Muslim, but you're still drinking." But wait, hold on, brother. You're whatever you are, and you're still doing all the things under the sun. So what does it matter now that I'm a Muslim and I'm still sinning? Do you see where I'm coming from? Instead of saying, "Raw, do you know what?
You made a move.
You're trying to make a move somewhere." Do you get me? So my thing is, as long as your intentions is correct, and you have a certain grounding and certain knowledge, and you got a certain yearning of trying to do this thing, just do it. Just do it. Just take your shahada. Don't think too much of it, because, like I said, you got pointed in that direction. You feel it in your heart, because you wouldn't be thinking about it in your head. Yeah, just go and do it, and then after that, thinking about getting that knowledge slowly but surely and perfecting yourself. Rome weren't built in a day. You see where I'm coming from? Yeah. And listen, I've been Muslim since I was 18. I'm now 36. Do you see where I'm coming from? And I still don't know nothing. So as much as people feel like, I got certain man that be like, them man are knowledgeable. Like, nah, bro. Do you get me? I know a little bit about a little bit. And I'm just trying to help myself. I ain't no shit.
How would you describe the process of change? Like, obviously people heard, oh, Islam is so strict. Islam, you have to pray 5 times a day and you have to do this and go to the. How would you describe the process of change? Like, people might think it's overbearing, or people might think like, you know, it's very rigid. Like, there's so much haram, so much this is wrong. How do you think people should understand the living of Islam, and the fact that the process is easier? Don't overburden yourself. Don't think you're going to take on everything in one day and you're going to be this angel. Islam ain't like that.
Do you know what it is? Like, first and foremost, I'm going to be like, the reality of the situation is hard to change who you once was. Do you get me? Because like I said, like, I've been Muslim since I was 18, and I still ain't dropped certain things because it's second nature. Like, it's done naturally. You see where I'm coming from? I think I say it in one of my spoken words. There's only so much a man in the same environment can change, because even a changed man could fall victim to his learned ways. Do you get me? When you're in the same environment and you're just around the same things, for you to make that dramatic change is very difficult. So even the fact that you're trying to do that, you gotta pat yourself on the back and be like, Raj, you know what? Congratulations, because at least you
haven't given up. Some people give up, innit? Some people say,
like,
forget it. I'm staying where I am.
Rare. So even the thought and the determination that you're even trying to do this thing is something that you should be like, raw, congratulations. Do you see where I'm coming from? As for the actual changes, you see, when you go through the changes and you start gaining the knowledge and then you see the benefits of the implementation, it makes you know that, right, what? Now I understand why.
Yeah,
do you get me?
Why? Yeah.
Like, my life's changed for the better. Like, me not drinking, getting drunk. Yeah, I can see the benefits of it. Do you get me? Me not doing these things here, me not doing that, me not being around these man, I can see the benefits of it. Do you get me? Listen, I was a man that smoked weed every day, blood. Yeah. And like, when I look back and how I am today, do you think anyone would have been hearing, yo, my peoples, this is AR.Sense Sensible Choice? No one would have none of that, blood. Because when I was smoking, I was slow and I was talking like, cousin. Anyone that's listening to this right now that knows me, they know I'm talking the facts. Man was slow as what? I went on point like a knife. Do you get me?
Yeah.
So, like, when I look back at certain things, I'm able to say, Raj, you know what? It's a big benefit. It's a big benefit. Do you see where I'm coming from? And like I said, I'm still on my journey. Do you get me? Like, man, don't think like, raw, you hear me talking positive stuff and I still get ignorant. I still fall into my old ways. I still sin majorly. Do you see where I'm coming from? So no one don't think, raw, yo, that's the good brother. Do you get me? I might be doing better than some other people.
Yes.
But I'm not the good brother. I'm struggling with my own demons. You see where I'm coming from? Still now. Do you get me? So that's the reality. But like I said, once you start implementing certain things and, you know, you start seeing a gradual change, and not even only that, your people start seeing the change.
Yes.
Do you get me? Like, I know, like, for a fact that my mum's looking at me now and saying, raw, yo, this is different. This is different. Yeah, I know there's certain people that know me from secondary school or they know me from back in the day and they're saying, yo, my man's come a long way. Because they know, say, raw, I was a real little demon back then. Do you see where I'm coming from? There was a different look in my eyes. Do you see where I'm coming from? So I know when certain people see me or they hear what I'm on, they're like, who?
Yeah.
That man there.
Yeah.
Do you get me? And they have to look at man and say, raw, yo, them man, they might not say it to man.
Yes.
But I know they're saying, raw, yeah, my man's a changed man, blood.
Yeah.
Do you get me? Some people say, yo, listen, you really changed, bro. But not everyone will.
Yeah. Do you think that there is a barrier between people that become Muslim? Other people might think, right, my man's got like a superiority complex, like, right, my man's Muslim now, he's not chatting to us no more, or it's too good for us to approach him. Like, something like being Muslim doesn't make you or feel you're above people. Do you get what I'm saying? I think more like it's like, yo, bro, talk to me, approach me. I want you to come on what I'm on. Like, do you think there's a kind of a barrier between revert Muslims and their old community, or do we put a barrier ourselves there?
Cool. Let me hit this one now. Yeah, there's definitely a barrier. Yeah, and it goes both ways, innit? Yeah. So I'm gonna give you a prime example. Yeah, one of my brethrens, old type Bella Move. Yeah, he's got a company called Bella Move. Yeah, and one time I had a table that I wanted to pick up for my kitchen. Yeah, second-hand table, etc. And I said, right, let me use my brother. Do you get me? Like, I don't know how much it's gonna cost, but whatever it's gonna cost, like, I could have got a zip van. But I said, right, I know my man's just started his business. Let me use him. Even if it's just once I use him, let me put some money in his pocket. Do you get me? So I was set on it, called him. I said, yo, my brother, listen, I need to go and pick up a table. I help you and all that stuff there, but yeah, I want to use you in it. And he's like, yeah, my bro, that's no problem. Just let me know where to pick you up from, the address, blah, blah, blah. So we've come to link me and we've gone to go and pick up the table. I've got the table and we're on my way back in it. And we're having conversations all the way there and all the way back. And I remember him saying to me, raw, because they used to call me Swift back in the days, innit? They used to call me Swifty. So he was like, raw, Swift, do you know what it is, yeah? I'm not even gonna lie, you know, my bro. You ain't changed. You ain't changed. Like, yeah, you're Muslim and that, but you ain't changed as a person. Like, you're still you. Do you get me? Like, you're still you. You're like your fundamentals might have
Still,
changed. Like what you believe in or what you don't do and what you do. But you as a person, you ain't changed. And to be honest, I felt like you was changed because you stopped chilling with the man them and But I understand why now. Do you get me? Because we're able to have a reasoning. A man's able to see like, Rod, you know what? My man ain't changed, you know, his principles has just changed.
Yeah.
He ain't on the smoking weed, he ain't on the this and that, and he ain't on the, do you get me? But him as a person,
feet are still on the ground, still respect the man them, still respect the community.
Do you
but
get
you're
me?
just trying to change. Yeah.
Yeah, and I feel like when it comes to, because I'm gonna give you another example, one of my next brothers. Like when I took my shahada, not even when I took my shahada, when I got married, I locked him off. Do you get me?
Okay.
Big up my brother, Major. Yeah. Like I locked him off, yeah. And obviously I don't know if he ever knew, innit? But the reason why I locked him off, not because, bro, man, didn't have love for him. Always have love for the brother. Do you see where I'm coming from? He was like my little brother. And I think, you know, in some aspects, he looked up to me. But at the same time, I needed to lock him off because the journey that I was embarking, I couldn't embark that journey with man like him around me.
Okay.
Because we do dirt together every day.
This was like a family first thing. Family first,
Did you get me? I had to put my family first because I'm saying, right, at the end of the day, I'm trying to go down here.
Yeah.
You're here. And me being around you, I'm going to be here, there, and everywhere. Do you see where I'm coming from? So to protect me and protect what I'm trying to do, I need to separate and break away. Do you get me? What I should have done is explain that. I feel like that was the error on my part, that I didn't explain it to him like, Rod, listen, it's not that man's dissing you or, do you get me? But this is what I need to do for myself. Yeah.
Gotcha.
But to this day now, we're peoples, bro. Like, do you get me? It's not hard done by. But I feel like as Muslims now, a lot of Muslims, what they do is that when they take their shahada, they're very strict with it. Do you see where I'm coming from? They get that knowledge and they like, that's it. Can't be around them. They're non-Muslims. This and that. And on the outside looking in, man saying, right, them man there became Muslim and turned funny.
Okay.
Do you get me? Because there's no explanation about it. Do you get me? And you're not opening the door for people to come and ask those questions. You're so strict with it. You're so, you get me, strong on your team that people are just saying, wow, my man's weird.
Yeah. But question. Do you think, and this is what something that comes up a lot, that when you become Muslim, you lose your culture? You now become Arab or Pakistani, and you left your own Caribbean culture. People think like you're different because you've now taken on another culture. Why not? Or why isn't it possible to be Muslim, stay within your community, and rather fear being influenced? You're there to influence your community. Because some people might say, well, as you said, I can't hang around with was it Major or whoever, because they're gonna now distress or disturb your family, your ideas about your family. But from one point of view, Muslims are saying, well, okay, I need to move myself from that environment because it's going to influence me. But at the same time, you still got to think, well, okay, I'm still part of the community. I still want to say hello to them and them, sit down with them, reason with them, but then I have to move on. How's the balance? How do you get that balance?
The balance is about knowledge and knowing oneself, innit? Like, and that's what it is, period. In life, do you get me? The balance is knowing when I could do this and when I could do that. You know, like I said, I can roll with Major now. Do you see where I'm coming from? Because
cool.
I know I'm grounded in certain things. So it's a time for this and there's a time for that. When you're weak, say for instance, I'm a alcoholic. There's no point in me saying, yeah, I'm going to give up alcohol, like after I've been drinking alcohol for 30 years. And then I've given up today, and this very week, the weekend, I'm gonna go to the bar.
Yeah,
Nah,
yeah. I'm gonna see my friend Jerry
nah, bro,
in the pub.
in the pub. No, because
Not
I'm gonna
gonna work.
relapse in it. I'm gonna relapse. Do you see where I'm coming from? But then when I've been doing this thing here for like a year, 2 years, 3 years, whatever, I'm somewhat grounded in it. So I know I can go in the bar, or I know you can have a cheeky drink in front of me, because I'm not gonna relapse because I'm somewhat grounded. My feet are on the ground. Do you see where I'm coming from? So I think it's just about balancing life, period. Do you see where I'm coming from? I can be around the man them that are doing a mad thing and just know that, right, yo, those men are mad, but I'm not on what them man are on.
You can breathe out, yeah.
You get me? And
take a next
certain man ain't gonna do the mad thing around me because they're like, yeah, Swift ain't even on that no more. Do you see where I'm coming from? They might say, oh, Swift, oh yeah, no, forget it, bro. Forget it. You're not even on that. Do you get me? Because man kind of know what I'm at, and they know the stance.
Yeah.
Do you see where I'm coming from? But different strokes for different folks, innit?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's a very fundamental, even in regards to dawah, that somehow we managed to keep old friends, especially, keep relations. I had big issues with, back then I was too shadid, like I wouldn't visit my family when there's christenings or anything going on, I'm not going. And that kind of made a big cut between me and the family. So even now I'm trying to reunite, you get what I'm saying? Because where you normally go christening, you go here, you can't, you just cut off, and then you lose contact.
But this
so
is
now
what
even now I'm trying to make up them ties.
Listen, when you said, man come into Islam and they join the Pakistani thing or the Saudi thing, or do you get me? They go other than, because who is really from our culture, like from our descent, Caribbeans, etc., that I hear that can say, yo, my brother, listen, hear what? I know you might come in this thing and you might feel like you have to do this and you have to do that and rare, but you can still keep your identity.
Yeah.
Who is here showing that? Do you get me?
100%.
We've come into a religion where it's predominantly man that are Asian around us, man that are Saudi or this and that. Do you get me? So when we come here, who do we have to look to and be like, yo?
Yeah.
Do you get me? And even certain man that are from our descent, they're shadid, bro. They're rigid. They ain't bouncing, blood. There's no give. They're taking everything like, nah, brother, you can't do this, you can't do that.
You got to drop it. You got to drop your bop in. You can't bop.
You can't bop no more. Listen, you can't wear the Western clothing. You have to wear a phobe. And do you get me?
Yeah.
If no one don't know what that means, it's the Islamic garment. You get me? Like,
you got to walk
all
properly.
These things here. So you're confused. You're coming in there. It's an identity crisis. You're like, bro, brother, man, I have to drop everything, fam. Man, I have to join their thing. And then when you start getting your knowledge and you start getting your grounding and you're like, blood, I didn't even need to change my name.
Yes,
I could have kept my birth name, but I didn't know that. Do you see where I'm coming from? Now you're calling me Abdurraheem. Do you see where I'm coming from? And I could have just kept my government name. Do you see where I'm coming from? So it's lack of knowledge, innit? But now what the blessing is that you have young brothers like me and other brothers that, through the grace of Allah, like we've got a little bit of knowledge and we're able to say, well, do you know what? You can do this, innit? You can do that. You don't need to do that. You can do this. Yeah.
Relax a bit.
You can wear your own clothes. Do you get me? Just make sure it's not muspil, like, you get me? Not below your ankles and this and that and rah, rah, rah. And do you get me? But without that knowledge being given to you, then do you get me? And this is what it's all about. You
can kind of make the deen a burden. You get what I'm saying? We can, so with knowledge and with understanding society and culture and the fact that Islam does respect everyone's urf, they call it urf, they do respect your culture. You don't have to change your culture for anyone's culture. So I think
as long as it don't conflict with your Islam.
So
you get me? Like, but like I said, there was no one there to show us that.
Yeah. Well, inshallah, the next generation is gonna be on it. Inshallah. Okay, fundamental thing. So alhamdulillah, Allah bless you with Islam. And you mentioned the issue of getting married. What age did you get married?
I've
How
been
old were you
married
when you
for
got married?
13 years. So what? I got married when I was 23. Like,
Okay, okay.
I was young still.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
get me like
I became Muslim at 18, and then I got married at 20. So a bit younger than yourself. But in society in general, getting married at that age is a big thing.
It's a big thing.
It's a big thing.
100%. It's a big thing, like even for man, innit? Like, because like when like if I break it down, like remember, I'm coming from the roads, innit? So I'm coming from a certain way of, and I'm Caribbean. Like, so my mum's Bayesian, my dad's Jamaican. So I'm in the thick of it, half and half, and that. It's like very party-ish culture and drink and rare tear, and it's all of that. That's what I've been raised on. You see where I'm coming from? And that's what I know. So I know, street life is where I grew up. Do you get me? So I know all of that. Then obviously the Bayesian thing, drinkers. Do you get me? Party thing, Jamaican. Do you get me? I'm coming from all of this. Plus, I'm English, roadman thing, influenced by yardman thing. Like, so it's just all over the place. Going through that, trying to live life, you got to be strong and da. My father's left when I was 10. I don't know where my dad's gone.
Wow.
To find out when I'm like a big man that my dad retired, but not being not being explained to me when I was young, or really emphasized rare, head gone, trying to find like,
Another
that level ground and, somewhat anger coming through, and I'm all over the place.
How to be a man, innit? How to be
How
a
to
man.
be a
How do you
man
be a
without
man?
no guidance.
Yeah.
Womanizing, all these little things here, all the way up to when I took my Shahada at 18 and started young. So started year 9. What? How old? Like about 14 or so. Womanizing, doing all this gangster, selling. Do you get me? All this stuff to 18. Yeah. Getting married at 23. There was no guidance. Who was here to tell me, bro, listen, you see, before you even try to get married, you need to clear your head. I went from road 1 year. Imagine that. I said to my brother, big up my brother Shaheed. Yeah. Most people know who he is. You get me?
Yeah.
So I told Shaheed, listen, you see, by the end of the year, man's doing the New Year's thing. You see, in the new year, blood, I'm getting married, bro. I'm not on this thing. So man's gone from 1 year into the new year and got married like a month or so after. Where was the time for me to clear who I am? Get it correct. Do you get me? So certain things, certain badness, certain mannerisms, certain things that I've been doing day and day, I brought that into my marriage. Who was here to give man that guidance? No one. Because all the uncles was telling man is, get married and rare, and if you can't get married, then fast.
You'll work it out.
How was that helping, man? Because you needed to let man know, yo, brother, you're young, pattern up a good job, pattern up some education, so that when you do get married, you're an asset to your family. Do you see where I'm coming from? Pattern up your mannerisms, because I know, see, you might have come from that there, and as a Muslim man, you can't be keeping up that there. And who was here to tell man that? And this is what I'm trying to say. So you see, when people see me and they, yo, my peoples, this is AR.sense from Sensible Choice, and people might think, yo, listen, them man are going hard for this thing here, rare. I'm just trying to give a little bit of guidance, because I never had it. Do you get me? There was no one here showing me, raw, this is how you be a man. This is how you raise a family. This is how you be as a husband. This and that and rah. So whether it's for the Muslims or the non-Muslims, just know that I'm trying to give everything, whether it's any little mistake that I've made, I try to make it, whether it's a spoken word or
pass
just
it on,
something. I'm just trying to pass it on.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, the children are the future. And if we ain't doing as adults, remember, these children are looking at us as adults.
Yeah.
We're parents.
Yeah.
If they can't get direction from us, then who's gonna direct us? What, the roads? The same people that raised me. It's a madness, man. It's a madness.
So obviously now that you're finding a wife, getting married, how was that kind of that transition in getting married? We're talking about family life. You want to go into it?
Boy.
Don't matter. It's all it is. It's Muslim real, brother. Let's just get real,
do you know
innit?
what it is? Like, alhamdulillah, like,
be real.
I found a good wife, innit? Like,
how was that, bro? Where you find them from? You just pick them out of a box.
Do you know what it is? You see my wife, I previously knew my wife.
Okay.
Do you see where I'm coming from? I previously knew my wife, so that's what it was, innit? So she took her shahada. And mum was like, "Raw, yo, she took her shahada. Okay, saying nothing, yo." Let me see, bro. Man's been trying to get married, fam. But you said, man, no, someone that I know, but she took her shahada. Cool, no problem.
Okay.
Let me go see what's going on over there. And she started going ICT.
Okay.
Do you get me? Remember, you was all my witness.
Was you witness
when I got married?
MashaAllah. My memory is gone. My old man, my memory.
Yeah, you was like that's where it's mad.
I was around ICT them times.
So boom, now she got an ICT. Obviously, Abdurraheem was a wali at the time, innit? So
I think we should clarify for the audience that getting married is a process, innit?
Okay, so getting married is a process. When you're getting married and you're seeking a lady, you don't just roll up to her and be like, "Yo, listen, I want to get married," and all that. There's a process. So the process is that as a Muslim man, I see a lady that I might like. Yeah, if I don't know nobody that knows her, then I might approach her or try to get someone to approach her and say, "Can I get your wali's number?" Your wali is basically your guardian. More time it's your father. If your father's not around, then your uncle, and it goes on like that. Your brother, etc. And da. So obviously, her wali, her guardian, was the imam of Croydon ICT, Abdurraheem.
Yeah.
So he took that state. So obviously, I've expressed my wanting to get to know to the sister, and he set up meetings. So what it is that you have meetings so that you're not. So basically, the meetings is with the guardian being there.
Yes.
And he's kind of overhearing the conversation to make sure that you're not going inappropriately too far and talking some mad talk. But at the same time, you have the free range to say what you want.
Yeah.
In moderation. You see where I'm coming from? So we had a couple meetings and that. And Abdurraheem, obviously, he knew that I was from Brixton. So he's hit the brothers over at Brixton Mosque. Yo, this brother over here, this Abdurraheem brother, what's he like?
Yeah.
You know,
he's checking you out. Like in Islam, you got to check the man
that's,
out.
That's what he has to do, innit? As a father or somebody that's acting as that father role, you have to check that, the person that this person's getting with is what you would recommend for your daughter. Do you get me? It's a big responsibility. Just like a man wouldn't want just any ragtag being with his daughter. How it should be.
How it should be.
You get me? How it should be. Forget how it is in this day and age, but how it should be. You don't want just anybody rolling up on your daughter. So he's done his research. The brothers are saying, "Yeah, bro, Abdurraheem, he's a good brother still.
He's a stand-up guy.
He's trying, he's doing his thing, rare.
Yeah.
So I remember, I think we had about 2-3 meetings, and Abdurraheem was like, "Listen, what? You lot know each other from previous, innit?
Yeah.
I've done the research on the brother. I've heard he's a good brother. Yeah, you lot are compatible. I say you lot just get married. Make a date and get married. Forget all the bagger meetings.
Yeah.
Just, do you get me? But this was back in the days, innit, when certain things weren't really, you see, like nowadays, it's a bit sticky, You might need to have a little bit more meetings because, people just having 2-3 meetings and getting married. And it weren't like back in the days. There's a lot of madness going on.
Okay.
Like,
we're going to get into
really
that.
Doing their due diligence nowadays.
Yeah.
Do you get me? You ain't really trying to meet the family. You ain't really trying to ask your sister, like, yo, what do you really like?
Yeah.
Man, just trying to get married.
Married.
So they got a halal situation.
Yeah, they're not looking to build that tribe or that family. They're just
you
looking
ain't
to get
really on that. Do you get me?
Mm.
So obviously we set a date, and it's mad because, like I said, my brother Shaheed, like everyone knows, my ex-business partner, etc. Like he was my witness, but he didn't even know he was my witness. Imagine that. I'm so secretive like that. Like,
yeah,
I'm just like, yo, listen, follow me ICT for Juma.
Yeah.
If people don't know what Juma is, it's like the Muslim Sunday. Do you get me? Like where Christians might have their church on Sunday, Muslims have our Friday.
On a
Do you
Friday.
get me? And that's what we do. So I was like, follow me Juma up ICT. Imagine he said to me, brother, like when I got married and that, he was like, brother, I'm not even gonna follow you, bro. I wasn't even gonna follow you. But alhamdulillah, through the grace of the Lord above, he followed me. And he was with his cousin who apostated but took his shahada again that day.
MashaAllah.
So it was nothing but blessings that day. And then when we got up there, Abdurraheem had come to me and say, have you seen the sister? And I'm like, no, I ain't seen the sister. Like, ain't you the wali? Like, right, am I getting stood up here? My heart's beating.
Yeah, did she turn around? Change your mind
or something? You get me? So she looked at me like, oh, what sister? I said, bro, brother, I'm getting married today, you know, inshallah. Like, God willing. He's like, bro, you're sneaky, bro. So obviously, I've just got the one witness, innit? So Abdurraheem checked, the sister's there, rah. And he's like, you need another witness. That's where you came in.
Okay,
because you just happened to be there. So
yeah.
Abdurraheem must have said to you, what, can you be the witness? And you was like, yeah.
I was your witness for your wedding.
Yes.
I'm getting old, brother. My mind is just frosty,
like,
brother.
This is what I'm saying. It's mad.
I got some
mad.
terrible memory. Go on.
Obviously, got married. You was the witness. Shaheed was the witness. And just got married that day. And alhamdulillah, praise be to the Lord. 30 years later, like 3 children. Do you see where I'm coming from? It's been a struggle. Do you get me? Like, real struggle. Like I said, like more on my part because I'm a bad youth. Do you see where I'm coming from? I'm coming with a lot of baggage. Do you see where I'm coming from? So, like, my advice to people getting married right now, Islam, outside of Islam, you see, before you're trying to make those steps, like, really try to perfect who you are as a person. Do you see where I'm coming from? Before you start bringing people in your mess, because everybody's got mess. Everybody's got traumas. Everybody's got things that it's not really the best for another person to be walking in on. Try to perfect those things before you try to bring someone else in your life, because you can either make someone or break someone. Do you see where I'm coming from? Alhamdulillah, I ain't broken my wife, but I might have knocked off a couple wings and kicked out a couple teeth. Do you see where I'm coming from? Reality. Do you see where I'm coming from?
I mean, in a marriage, we all have issues. What's that single thing? Or not, I wouldn't say it's a single thing that says, you know what? I'm going to stay married. I'm going to do what it takes to stay with this woman and build this family. You're going to have issues, multiple of issues. You might just get out of the wrong side of the bed or something. What's those things that say to you, you know what? This family, this tribe, I ain't letting it go. Like, what's that thing that makes you stay there?
Bro, listen, remember, I'm out here, you know, I'm in the world. So, like, I'll be on the stool. I see ladies all day long, bruv. Like, I have ladies that will come to the stool and conversations and all that stuff there. And it's like, I hear man them talking. Remember, I've got non-Muslim brethren out here.
Yeah. You know what's going on the streets. You know what's going on.
I know what's going on. So when I'm looking at all of that, I'm sitting down and I'm looking at my wife. I'm saying, boy, alhamdulillah. Listen, I don't know why. I always say this to myself. I don't know why Allah's put this lady with me. Like, but there's clearly a reason. Do you see where I'm coming from? Because he's blessed me. You see where I'm coming from? Like, this is a blessing. Do you see where I'm coming from? So certain times when I look at that, I'm saying, you get me?
I need to go nowhere. I ain't going nowhere. You ain't going nowhere.
Go nowhere. And like I said to people, listen, I ain't no perfect being. You see where I'm coming from? Like, far from it. Like, active sinner. Like manners outrageous. Do you see where I'm coming from? Like, have off days, and do you get me?
Yeah, but do you think there have been men, and no doubt there have been men who haven't seen that blessing in their woman and have just done something stupid and broken up. Do you get what I'm saying?
Listen.
How many times have men done something stupid and just walked out and they've gone around the corner thinking like, right, what have I just done, man? I've left the house. And they can't go back now.
I feel like as people, men and women, but men are just dumb with it. Yeah, man are just stupid, blood. Man will look over there and say, yo, my brother, that grass looks green. You get me? 80-20 rule and all that stuff.
Okay.
Man, listen, remember, man's on a skyscraper looking down with binoculars. Not even with binoculars. Man's just looking with a plain eye. Man seeing that fresh grass, that 20% over there. You see, by the time man comes off the... And you know what it is? Man will jump straight over there.
Yeah.
Man ain't even trying to test out the waters. Man just jump over there. You see when man lands down from that big skyscraper.
Yeah.
And man looks, man said, wait, hold on, this is straw, cuz.
Yeah.
The grass ain't green what I felt.
Yeah.
It's the straw that I'm in right now. Do you get me? And I feel like that's the reality of life, innit? Yeah. It's like what it says in the Quran, innit? This life is a play and amusement for a time.
Yeah.
And this is what it is. We got to understand that this life is a play and amusement. Things look glitzy, yeah, but not everything that glitters is gold. Do you see where I'm coming from? And this is what we got to understand. The situation might look good because you're not in that situation, but when you get in that situation, remember, you can have a banging relationship with somebody, yeah, that's part-time because you're not with them every day. Like, you might speak to them every day, but you're not with them, like, i.e. you're not waking up, breath in their face and that, like, you're dropping your boxes here, there, and everywhere. They have to pick it up. They're getting stressed. You're not liking what they do. Do you get me? You don't have to deal with all of that. So everything might look good. You get me? You only around each other on good terms.
Yeah.
Yeah? And then when you actually embark on that person and you're with them in this yard now, there's nowhere to go. You're like, right, hold on. All the bad stuff. And I think I listened to something. It was something like, it's not about how or what you like about somebody, the good of them. It's about how you learn to deal with and love the bad of them. Do you see where I'm coming from? Because it's the bad things that you really need to deal with. It's the bad things that you really need to love and try to work around. It's not the good stuff, because the good stuff is good.
It's easy. Yeah, it's good. Yeah,
it's easy. It's the other stuff that you need to be like, Raj, you know what? Listen, this is what's making it worthwhile, and da 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 da.
You know when you value family, you know the benefits and the blessing and the love of the family structure. How can we get men, and you might say women as well, to actually appreciate what they have? Because I think that sometimes people don't know what they have until it's gone. They don't. When you're looking at building a family and working hard, and like, there's no price for it. You can't.
You know what it is?
We need to give a message. We need to give a message to the people.
This is Muslim rule, yeah. I was gonna put out a post, yeah, but I held it back. It had a little bit of censored stuff in it, yeah. But my thing was this, and I'm gonna give it here, in it. I'm not even ready to put it out.
It's real, bro.
Yeah. And my thing I was gonna say is, societies and communities go wrong, yeah, when ladies and girls, yeah, chase after Dick and Dior's, yeah, and men chase after quick money and no responsibilities, yeah, because we can't build a society and a community and hand that down to our children, yeah. So having sexual partners, yeah, Dick, and having Dior's, so the glitzy, glamorous clothing and all that stuff there, yeah, for women, it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't build anything.
It doesn't build anything. Anyone can give you the crazy. Yeah. It doesn't mean nothing. And the clothes and all that high value stuff, it's glitzy, but it doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah. And for the man them, you can make all the money in the world, bro. Yeah. Quick. Yeah. Shotting up all the stuff you want to shot and tearing down man and doing all that stuff there. You can do all of that. Yeah. And you can go check that gal there and do that and cut and do that. And you don't have no responsibilities in the world. But how is that building children, communities, societies, etc., etc.? How is it? It's not building anything. So we need to elevate ourselves as people, yeah, and really have some substance to hand down to our children.
Yeah.
Because if we ain't doing that, then what is the point? What is all this for then?
Yeah.
What, you're living to die for hype and fame and glitz and glamour and fun? You think this life was here for fun? Like I said just a minute ago, in the Quran it says this life is a play and amusement for a time. Yeah. And the time when it's not play and amusement is when you're dead. Yeah. I've got reports today that my nan passed away. Do you see where I'm coming from? Like, it's the reality. My nan lived a good life, or she lived to like something like her 90s and that. But not everyone's gonna reach there. But don't you want to be the person that when people speak about you, yeah, they say, raw, such and such was a good person.
Yeah.
Like, that was a good man. That was a, do you see where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
Like, and if it ain't that, then what's the point?
What is it?
Like, what's the point? Do you get me? Like, I do all this stuff now that you hear me doing, the videos and all that stuff there.
Yes.
Because I'm a Muslim and I believe that my Lord, one day I'm going to be accountable for everything that I've done.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I'm an active sinner. Do you see where I'm coming from? So I'm trying to build the good over the bad. Do you see where I'm coming from? And not only that, I want people to, when I die, they ain't crying because, like, like, I want them to be crying with tears of rejoicement and say, listen, my man left so much for the community. Like, he was a light. Do you see where I'm coming from? Like, I remember I had this conversation that benefited me, and I remember what I used to do for the children, and that's what I'm trying to aspire to. Yeah. If you lot ain't trying to aspire to that, then
it's a
what
waste,
are you really trying to aspire for? For these people that when you die, brother, man don't even remember you tomorrow, bro.
Yeah.
Man cry two tears, bang 2 guns, and then that's it, blood. Like, back to the
I mean,
reality.
that's, you know, the obviously we have, you know, I think a couple of two young people died last week, you know, the crime, the stabbing, all this kind of stuff. And sometimes people say it comes down to, obviously it can come down to family, lack of role models in the house, broken homes, obviously poverty, and that comes to the family home. Like, if there's not a family structure, obviously the man playing his role, the wife playing her role, that, you know, there is statistics to say that a lot of it comes from broken homes, that can influence the community, the environment, the family. So you have to play your role. The men have to play their role.
100%. Yeah, definitely. But do you know what it is? It's like, yeah, you're playing your role, yeah, but then it's like, what's the highlight? Do you see where I'm coming from? Like, I'm not saying that no one can't live nice. You can live however you want. You got money, splash it on your children. But if you're gonna build your children up, yeah, to believe that, Rod, you know what? I'm 6 years old and I've got Gucci's that cost like £500 on my feet, or whatever it costs for these youths to have Gucci's or a whole thing. Do you get me? Now your youths, you set a standard for your youth that when they grow, they're expecting that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like they're screaming cost of living. Like, what are you really giving your child, like, mentally? Mentally, not what they're seeing and the glamorization of what they hear through the music and all that stuff there. What are you mentally instilling in your child? Like morals, grounding, education, hard work,
Values,
all these values and all them things there. What are you instilling in your child to be like, okay, this is what I'm going to do to get my Gucci?
Yeah.
But you ain't done that. But you've given them the Gucci, the Louis, and all that stuff as young children. Now they're aspiring to get that. How are they going to get that?
They're going to find a way.
They're going to find a way.
Yeah.
And what's motivating them? What's the thing that's captivating them? The music, the society, and all these things here. So where are they going to run to? They're going to run to these said things. Why? Because you as a parent, you built them this glamorous lifestyle, but you've not given them anything in between their two ears to run with.
Okay, can we be real on this topic? Like, sometimes I feel just from the media in general that we want to blame society. We want to blame, we might say, the influence of society, as you said, music, fashion, trends, or whatever.
Yeah.
But when do we, or how do we take responsibility for our children and our community? Like, and also change, how do we change society and community and the influences that come into our homes? Like, you need a strong man, you need a strong woman. You can't just push your kid out the door and expect them to survive. As soon as they get out the door, it's terrible. So how do we now, and it's obviously coming from Islamic perspective, one, just tell everyone become Muslim and fix up, but it's not as easy as that.
Definitely not.
It's not as easy as that. But people need to get the message that you're responsible. You need to be as a tribal leader, you need to be responsible for your family and your children, and stand up for that response. How can we get that message across to the people?
Listen, Islam says, that as men, you are all shepherds and you're responsible for your flock. Do you understand? And that's all I can really say. Do you see where I'm coming from? Like,
where are the men?
And where are the men? Like, where are the men? Like, that's what it is. Like, really and truly, where are the men? Where are the men that are pushing good morals, good values, etc.? Like I said, nobody's not perfect. I'm not a perfect man. You see where I'm coming from? But the one thing I can say is that I'm doing. I'm not going to say I'm trying. I don't like the word. I think it's debilitating. But I'm doing something. You see where I'm coming from? If you're doing nothing, then what are you really doing? If you ain't even showing your child, your sons, etc., that, do you know what? This is how we try to do things as men. That even if it's just like you're trying to take your child out like once a week and show them something new. Do you see where I'm coming from? That's you doing something. Do you get me? But this agenda of get money, and don't get me wrong, we need money.
Yes.
But how are you obtaining this peace?
If
you're out here, you're shotting, you're tearing man down, you're doing a mad thing, fraud and all them things there. You think your youths ain't seeing that? Wait, hold on. My dad don't put on no uniform, or my dad ain't got no business. He ain't got nothing.
He ain't going to work.
He's got hella money. Do you think these youths don't clock on? Like, they're clocking on. They might not say anything, but they're seeing.
But you know what? Like, probably those men who are out there selling drugs, doing what they're doing, they probably don't want their kids to go down the same road they went down.
Blood, listen.
What example do they have? How are they now going to tell their kids don't do this and go to school when it's a bit contradictory? I think kids more look at what you do than what you say.
Listen to what I'm saying to you. Any man who's really been on the roads, that's really about this life, really, like, no panty man thing, no flat. Do you get me? Some real shit. You don't want your children. You don't want your children.
Don't want your children to be out there. You don't.
You don't. So if you ain't showing no positivity, no grounding, you ain't trying to steer your youths other than that, then brother, you're a waste man. I don't care. You heard it here first, blood. You're a waste man. Because you don't really love your youths, bro. You don't. I said it. Do you get me? You don't really love your youths, because anybody that you love, like, you try to put them on the best direction. You want the best thing for them. Do you see where I'm coming from? So, like, man can't like go on like to say it's this and it's that. Like,
yeah,
do you get me? And you ain't putting in the work. It's a joke, man thing.
yeah. I mean, it is really hard to put into words the value. Like asking people, I think people walk away from family and kids and wife because they don't understand. It's only maybe a year down the road. They don't understand what they're back on. They
Yeah.
they don't know if it's having your kids growing up, seeing them growing up, going through, school, college, university, being big people, marry them off, having a stable home. I don't think some of them understand the wealth, how valuable that is for your own
Listen,
mental
listen.
and contentment. It's
At the
very
end of
difficult.
the day, yeah.
Mm,
At the end of the day, people out here are chasing mad money, yeah. But
yes.
they don't know the fact of, you know, your children being successful. That's the true wealth, bro.
Yeah.
That's the true wealth. Without that, all your
Mm,
money is null and
right.
void. Yeah, I say it to people all the time. Yeah, the best asset that you can leave is that of a positive mindset. Yeah, I say it to people all the time because you can give your child that has a wishy-washy mindset £1,000,000
Yeah.
in a will or whatever. Yeah, and that youth's gonna squander it maybe in 2 seconds. They could buy a one house for £1,000,000 and that's done. But you give your child with that positive mindset, a grand even, they're able to make that lucrative and make it flip and backflip and do things for them. Do you see where I'm coming from? So
Yeah.
it's not about how much money you got. Yeah, we live in a world where it's money orientated. But what's your mindset like? What are you really on? Do you see where I'm coming from? Yeah, they push it in my youth school, and me and my wife are definitely on growth mindset.
Yeah.
Do you see where
Okay.
I'm coming from?
We're gonna touch on that because you've I know we've gone over an hour now. Maybe we give it another 20 minutes. But your views on education, like now you've been through what you've been through. You're married and you've got children. What is your vision for educating and bringing up your children? How do you see it? What's that mindset you want to pass on to them?
Cool.
I mean, look, my question is, can you live, and this is the point, can you live in the ghetto but not be in the ghetto? If you get what I'm saying. Can you,
100%.
how do you do that? Because another thing is people say, well, I'm gonna blame my environment for not being successful. And that
Brother,
success that success meaning I don't have a new car, or I don't have brands, I don't have these trainers. They may see that as not being successful. How can you live in the ends or live in a ghetto but yet not be there? Do you get what I'm saying?
listen, I come from the ghetto. Like,
Mm.
I come from the ghetto. I've been in
Mhm.
it. Like I said, like anyone knows where I'm from, Baghdad. Like, it's to the point where man shut down the lights. Like, man shut off the lights in the whole area. At night time, it was pitch black. Police did not come through our area unless there were armed feds. And even armed feds will stop at the tip of the estate and not come in. So understand where I'm coming from. Understand the mindset. Do you see where I'm coming from? But then look at what I'm doing. I'm making videos, bro. Hey, brother, me making videos trying to inspire people to be different. Like, what are you talking about? Do you get me? Like, I've come from it and I'm still in it. I'm not
Yeah.
left. And I've got youths in it. I've got
Yeah.
children in it. But for me, it's like, it's not where you come from, it's where you're going.
Okay.
So 9 times out of 10, you see, when man asks me about my story, I ain't even really trying to talk about all that Baghdad stuff and all that
Yeah.
stuff because it's null and void. You could have been the
Harsh.
top man. You could have been the top man back in the day. But what are you doing now,
And
bro?
now. Yeah.
What are you doing now? Because all that, I had £1,000,000 back in the day, yeah. Like, brother, man, what do you have now, bro? Because you're broke now. So I don't want to hear what happened back in the day. I want to hear what's happening and what's going on now. How are
Okay.
you motivating them? You get me? What are we doing now? So my thing is this, you know, I'm very on the education thing, and I'm saying like, Rod, you know what? If people got mad money,
Yeah.
Instead of spending your money on clothes and cars and all them things there, like obviously you can do so if it's going to bring you more money, etc., etc. But if you got all of that, first thing is this, innit? Maybe you might not want your children in the world. Do you get me? And if you got enough money, then you better pattern up some good tutors, yeah,
Yeah.
and do this mad homeschooling thing, yeah,
Okay.
where you got your youths on some high level stuff, but that's gonna cost mad money,
Yeah.
yeah. And if you do have money, then the next best thing, like, or do you get me, along the borders where you're gonna have your youths in a social environment, etc. Independent schools,
Got you.
yeah, because it's hands down the elitists. Do you see where I'm coming from? Like, it's a different level of education, it's a different level of resources, hands down, it's known.
Yeah.
Do you get me? So it's about what are you trying to do? Because it's just like anything else, innit? You try to work in a place like Tesco's and da 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 da, and I'm not putting down no jobs. Do you see where I'm coming from? You have to do what you have to do in order to put that food on the table.
Yeah.
You see where I'm coming from? So don't get me wrong here. But then when you're in these places, you're gonna have certain people of a certain mindset. Do you see where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
But then if you go work in, say, for instance, Rolex, or you're a solicitor, or you're a doctor, or something like that, then you have people of a whole nother mindset. Do you see where I'm coming
Got you.
from?
Got
And
you.
for me, that's like the two extremes of state school and independent schools.
Yeah.
Do you get me? In terms of mindsets. So I've just given you that just to make you think about, Raj, you know what? We need to be in the best of places that have people of the best of mindsets. Do you see where I'm coming from?
Got you.
So that's what I'm pushing. It's all
Is that
about
your? Is that
mindset.
your? Is that one of your main focuses? Is to get your children well educated, so they may have a better choice. They can make better choices.
Do you know what it is? Yeah, for me, it's like I wasn't a dumb youth. I was just a bad youth. Do you see where I'm coming from? And I allowed my society and what I was trying to do there get in the way of what I'm really about. Because I'm really about education. I'm a very smart youth. Do you see where I'm coming from? I was predicted A's and da 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 da. But because of my attitude and my behavior, things slipped. Do you see where I'm coming from? So when it comes down to my children, that when I think about trying to pattern right for my family, I can't do certain things because I'm not educationally there. I don't have it on paper.
Yeah.
So when it comes to my children, I'm just saying, get it on paper so you can make a major difference.
Yeah.
Everybody talks about hijrah. People don't know what hijrah is. Muslims talk about going to another country where they can practice their Islam better and live a different life. Now, you can't make hijrah, go to another country and be living like the people then.
Yeah.
But then you came from a place of money.
Yeah.
So my thing is this, innit? We know that education over here, wherever you go in the world, if you have something that's stamped over
From here, yeah, it's a big step up.
you're the elite. Yeah, if you're a doctor from over here, you're the elite. Like my wife works in certain of those fields. There's doctors that come from, say, for instance, Saudi, and they come over here to do whatever they want to do in the world. And where they were a doctor over there, they're no one over here.
Yeah.
They have to do more studying over here in order to be anything.
To be accepted, yeah.
To
So
be accepted.
we need to take advantage of
We need
opportunities
to
in the UK.
and we
Definitely.
need to push our children to take advantage. I'm not saying that you can't be of that level and still do a business. But now, if your business gets difficult, at least you can now go and pick up a mad 60K job doing being a doctor.
Yeah.
100 racks and being a specialist surgeon. Do you get me?
Yeah.
Like, are you mad? Like, come on, we need to start thinking about, because everything about wealthy people is income streams. That doesn't just mean having your own businesses. That means you can work.
Yeah.
You can have a business over there as well. You can do many different things. So we need to open up, and we, when we're talking about communities, If you want to be an independent community, you have to have certain things.
Yeah.
You have to have schools, hospitals, and the list goes on.
Education. You need to be educated.
Education.
How to
all these
manage
things.
finance.
But my thing is this: how can we, say for instance, we're talking about black people or Muslims or whatever you want to do. Yeah. How can you do that, but you're not pushing your children to be the doctors? We ain't got no lawyers. We ain't got no accountants. Everybody's doing business. So our money don't circulate. Because it has to leave to the accountants, to the doctor over there, to the solicitor over there. Brother, why are we not making our children be these pivotal places so that we don't have to leave the community?
Yeah.
Do you know? Are we really thinking? Like, we
What
talk
does it
about
take?
racism and all that stuff there, but we're our own downfall.
What does it take then? Because, as I said, I don't like blaming others. Like, what does it take to move from one social level to another social level? So you might say, for example, we come from a point where people, maybe didn't do university or manual labor, and then someone's moving to a professional job. He's got a profession, doctor, accountant, whatever. What's that struggle like? Because people are despairing, people say, no, we can't make it, we can't do it. What kind of sacrifice does it take to move a generation or move a level up?
Hear what? Yeah. In Islam, it says, save yourself and your family from the hellfire. Yeah. And I'm just going to bring it back into the real world. Yeah. Save yourself. Yeah. So you need to build on self. Yeah. Everybody wants to talk about the wealthy people and I want to be financially free. That means you don't have to work and all them things there. Brother, that starts from a level. So that's generational. It's called generational wealth. They're financially free because their forefathers worked hard and passed on. Save yourself. So i.e. you have to build yourself, your mannerisms, your character, do you know? Like your money, all of that stuff there. Yeah. And your family. So that means along with that, you need a woman or
on the same page,
a spouse that's on the same page now. Yeah. So you're not just working by yourself. There's a team that's working to an agenda. And when as a team you're working as an agenda, so you two, man and woman, yeah, you can now have children, yeah, that you're now trying to have on that same agenda. Now we're gonna acknowledge that it's a real world. So some of them are gonna go straight, some of them are not. Yeah. So now you're working as a team with your agenda and you're moving. Then you connect with like-minded people. Yeah. Other teams with their agendas that think like you. Yeah. Once you got those people, then you move in a community and a society and and you venture out and your children. This is how it works.
Yeah.
All the fun, the ravings, the rare, If you can manage that within what you're doing, then cool. But if that's what you're passing on to your children, what are we ain't building nothing.
You're not building anything.
Nothing ain't gonna get built from that. And I'm not saying you can't shake a leg. I'm not, well, Muslims, you can't.
Shake a leg, yeah.
But do you get me? Like society, like community, like, do you get me? Non-Muslims, etc., whatever. Boom. I ain't judging nobody. But, if you really want to affect change, understand what I've just said. Save yourself and your family from the hellfire. Yeah. But like outside of that, it's work on yourself. Then have a spouse that you both as a team can work together in order to cultivate little people that are now going to have that mindset to do great things, connect with other people with that mindset who have great little children, so that your children and their children could possibly have babies or whatever. Mindset and it's a ring of people, and then we move and we go and we establish and we. Do you get me?
Yeah.
It's not thinking about what I can do now, because this is what it's not about. It's the seeds that you can plant, and the water that you can. Do you get me?
And this mindset can flourish. I don't even like even using the word ghetto or the ends, but in a city, this mindset, like, oh, we've got to move to Shropshire, we've got to move out of the area. Obviously, some areas are dangerous. You know what I'm saying? Some areas are deep in it, but it's saying if that mindset can change in the inner cities, you can make influence in the inner cities.
Listen,
people should not
hear
despair.
what I'm saying. Like I just said, innit? Like, life is hard.
Yeah, life is hard.
Tell me when life was supposed to be easy.
So
yeah, because even the man that has an easy life, you don't want to be that man, you know. Because when things get thick, is he gonna take his life, or is he gonna pattern up and get to it? Yeah.
So
I'm happy. I got 10 toes down and I'm out. You see where I'm coming from? The mindset different. I've been through the thick of it. Yeah. And I ain't stopping.
Yeah.
Like, blood, like I say to people, listen, I'm stopped when death overtakes me, blood. Until then, we're out here. We're doing our thing. You see where I'm coming from on a level. Like,
yeah.
It is. Like, you see, listen, you see when I first got married, when I first got married, my thing was this. As a man, this was my mindset. As a man, I will work 100 hours under the sun.
Yeah.
To provide for my family.
MashaAllah.
It was the woman that I was with that said, hey, what? I respect all that, you know?
Yeah.
But I don't want a man that's just always out just making money. I want a husband for myself and a father for my children.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying. It's about the woman that you're with, you know?
Okay.
Because did you hear that? I was out here.
We haven't touched on the woman.
Listen, I was out here looking to put 100 hours down for this family and make all this money.
Yeah.
And he said, I don't want that. Father and a husband. Do you get me? So she changed my whole mindset. Other than that, I could have been a man that was out here mad money, but my children are wayward.
Question. This is the question now. What do men want? Because some people might think, oh, the men then what how can I explain? To me, the woman who understands responsibility of the home and the kids and how to look after her husband, that's beautiful for me. Do you get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah,
women might have a different idea that men want this super duper
I'm
high
gonna throw a
flying
spanner
woman.
in the whole works. I can see where you're going.
Throw that spanner. I want you to throw the spanner. Right, 1 second.
Cool. Listen,
I think no, let me finish.
What
from your perspective, like, what do women believe men want? If you get what I'm saying, like you said to you thought that, well, okay, I'm gonna work 100 hours and that's gonna keep my wife happy. Your wife said to you, nah, I want a father for my kids and someone who's gonna be around, right? So when you're, because the other one might say, no, I want the man that's going to be working 100 hours, is going to bring me the change, buy me my designer this and my Dior this, and that's the kind of man that I want.
Yeah.
And it's a bit of obviously social media affecting people. You know, the woman dress up like this and do all kind of nonsense. What's the balance? What's the balance to make that mix, that successful family? It's a bit of a complicated one.
So the spanner I was gonna follow is this, innit? Like, what do women want? Who knows? Who knows? Like, this society is very up in the air. Like, remember, I'm out on the roads and I got social media. So social media is showing that women, you have some that are saying, yeah, I want to get married and I want to be held down, and get me, like, I want a man to kind of provide for me and da. Some within that providing will work with you in order to combat the goals. Yeah. Then you got the other side that are saying, "Whoa, boy, listen, like I said, they want D and Dior's." Do you see where I'm coming from? Like, I just want, do you get me? My man has to provide for me like he's my father. Do you get me? Like, I don't care how he gets it, you better just get it. and tend
Yes.
to like, but what are you providing? So, but as men, like, we're kind of crazy as well.
Yeah.
Cause man them want gal that's gonna free it up every night. Yeah, we want gal that, you get me? You say jump, they say how high.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
want
yeah.
a woman that's gonna be there for a man, and you know, she's at man's beck and call. Yeah, like we want it all. We want it
Yeah.
all. We want it all, but then we don't want to give a lot. But
Yeah.
then it's not
But you know,
realistic.
but I think when a woman gives it all,
Man still
I
don't
think
want it.
the man still get yeah. I
Man
don't think
still, man
the man
still,
don't
man,
respect
listen,
it. The
man
man don't
still don't
respect it.
respect it, and
Yeah,
man
the
will
man don't
go with
respect it.
man will go with Big Batty Betty over there
Yeah,
and throw it
yeah,
all away. But then
yeah.
it was everything that you wanted. So I feel like, do you know what it is? As men, like, and I can speak for myself as well. Man's confused, blood.
Yeah, I think
Because
so.
when man's got it good, when man's got it good, no,
Good, good.
seriously.
You throw it away, innit?
Yeah, like when man got it good, man will throw it away. Man will risk it for the biscuit. And then when man gets the biscuit, man's like, why did man risk it?
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. Why
man's
did man
just
risk it?
all over the place. Do you see where I'm
Place.
coming from? And I feel like it's gonna happen with men. Do you see where I'm
Yeah.
coming from? Like in the Quran, it says that we can marry many women in it, but only if we can be just.
To
And
be
you know,
just
part of being just is being
provide
able to
and protect
provide
them.
and be. You get me? All these things here, and I just, especially in this day and age, I don't feel like we're of that capability. Don't get me wrong. I can't say it for. I'm not talking for everybody, but I know my head's all up in the clouds. I'm here, there, and everywhere. Yeah, no, I want that. Listen, come on.
Yeah.
So I just feel like as people, we need to take the smooth with the rough, because not everything's gonna always go how we want it to go. Do you get me? And I feel like that's part of being an adult, though. Do you get me? Understanding that, do you know what? When she's happy, she might want to free up and things is all good. And do you get me? I can get it how I want and this and all that stuff there. But then when I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing, or she's a little bit upset, or she's thinking about things, then I might not get it how I want, and this and that,
That's
and blah,
life.
blah, blah. And then I've got to look at like, Raj, you know what? She does 80%, maybe 90%. But that 10% that she's not doing, don't look over there and think, yeah, whoa, my girl's doing 10%. Or do you get me? And this is what I'm saying. I feel like obviously we have society, the socials, we have this Donny saying, oh, my girl does that. So there's always an influence.
Yeah,
Do
the
you get me? There's
influence
always
to the
an
whole.
influence. There's always an outside influence. And it's for us to just kind of rope it in and be like, do you know what? I see all of that, but
stick to the basics, innit?
I'm good. Like on a basic level, on a holistic level, not even on a basic level. Let's use that word, holistic level. I'm good. I'm good. That sounds nice. It sounds good. But what is it really?
What is it really?
What is it really? And I feel like that's what it is, bro. Like, don't think that you're above it. And this is what it is. Sometimes as men, we feel like, blood, I'm high quality, cuz. She should. Brother, you've been high quality with bare links. Like I said, the gallon that you ain't really been around. You come check. Yeah, and then she's like, oh, you're the one. But how have you been in a relationship, bro?
For
With
years?
that person in your face every day. You ain't got nowhere to run, bro. How have you been in that situation? And I know for myself, in my whole life, 36 years, I've had one girlfriend and one wife.
MashaAllah.
That's 2 women in my life that I've actually devoted to. So let's keep it 100.
Yeah.
I've had a mad pass, but that's on 2 women that I've devoted myself to. So can I really say I know what women really are? Because I ain't really been with women like that. And my wife's the longest serving woman.
Yeah.
So what do I really know about women? What do men really know about women?
About women. Yeah.
You know about the happy side, and you hear me, but what
Yeah.
do you really know, my brother? Do you get me?
This is a serious topic.
Wake up, blood. We need to wake up.
Yeah. I think it's a serious topic that we need to have discussion over, because I think what's shown on social media on the TV that influencing the people, it's not real. It's not realistic.
It's fakery. Remember, listen.
Yeah,
like,
that, I mean, I said that stuff that we see on the TV and I don't know, it's half of the program then, but it's not showing a real image of how you're going to build a relationship and a family over years. It's just a temporary fake. Yeah,
it's just highlights stuff. Like, people might see my lifestyle on the Instagram or whatever and think, oh my man, but you're seeing highlights of my life, blood.
Yeah.
And I will highlight it for you.
Yeah.
But then, if you know me like that, and we can sit down, and this is the whole point of Muslim Real, is that when you really sit down and you speak to a kid, I'll let you know, brother, it's not all high life and highlights, brother.
It's not. It's hard work, brother.
There's some real doom and glooms, bro. And that's why I told everyone, like, don't listen. Man's out here, man's out and bad. I don't even know, like, Allah knows why this woman's still here. Do you see where I'm coming from? Because certain times man gets out and bad and man's rude and disrespectful, and I wouldn't want my children to grow up like that. Do you see where I'm coming from? And that's the reality of the situation. Like, no fun and jokes aside, and I ain't just saying it because it's, you get me? That I'm being real, innit? Like, don't paint me with a brush of goodness. Because you don't know me when I'm in my house. You see where I'm coming from? Like, and I feel like this is, I'm just giving it to people because it's like, everybody feels like, yeah, the grass is always green. Do you get me? Like, because you get snaps and snippets. Who am I really? Who is that person really? What's that?
Your wife know you best. Your wife knows you best, innit?
Yeah. Know you. It's like, what did they say in Islam? You don't really know somebody until you travel with them,
stay with them,
and
do business with
them. Do you see where I'm coming from? So it's like, don't believe the hype. I can make my life look litty. I can make everyone feel like, yeah, the man are making money and the life is nice and the man they eat lobster every day and come on. But what's the reality? What's the reality? And do you know what? That's what I feel like is like, we're talking about Muslim Real, but as people, we just need to be real.
To be real. I think real realness is about those things that have quality. It takes hard work. You can't 100%. Avoid hard work. Nothing is easy. You can't avoid it.
Nothing in this world that means anything is easy.
It's easy. It's hard work. Easy. Proper hard work.
It's hard work. Everything's supposed to be hard work. Yeah.
And then you appreciate it.
Then it don't build character. Do you get me? Gratitude. All these good words, bro. It's not built by ease.
It's not built by ease.
It's not built by ease. You need to fix up, man. You need to fix up, especially for our children. If you don't want to fix up for yourself, at least do it for your children.
For your children, because it's gonna.
You brought them into this world. Let's just keep it 100. Whether it was a mistake or whatever, that was a mistake that you made. With whoever you made it with. So the at least you can do is pattern up for them. You see where I'm coming from? If it's by yourself or with that person that you've done it with. And if they ain't there, then you have to ride solo.
You know it's sad as well when you find fathers who have disappeared and left the kid, and the kid turns out to be some superstar, and then the father
wants to come back.
I want to come back in the kid's life. No, man, you can't do that. You can't do that, man.
Yeah, 100%. And even on that level, cause I got a son outside of my marriage. You get me? And things ain't even the greatest with me and him. Do you see where I'm coming from? Because obviously me and his mum ain't great. And you know, it really destroys, because it's like certain times I sit down and I think, right, brother, man's trying to do great things out here for other people's youths, but then I've got a son over there that, do you get me? And then because of who I am and where I'm coming from, you see, like certain push and pulls and certain things, certain barriers and but it just gets me so angry that I'm just like, brother, I can't be in that situation because it's not healthy for me. But then many times I sit down and I think, right, brother, like, man's got a whole child over there, like, you know, like, do you get me? Like, it's difficult. So, like, it's just, I'm just speaking real out here, and I'm just saying to the people, them, like, whatever you can do, try to do. Like, not even try, because like I said, I don't like the word, but do something.
Do something positive.
do something. And for all those men that you have an open door, but I'd walk through it, bro. Walk through it, because enough men don't even have barriers. There's not women that would be like, brother, I'll take you in any capacity that you come in. Like, I don't even want you. I don't even want you. You can take this youth to the park around the corner. I'll be happy. Just so that he can just be with his dad around in the park around the corner.
Yeah.
I'll give you my car. There's certain people that will do all of that. So man, just walk through the doors, bro, because it's not for us, it's for our children. And many men, many women have been through situations where they don't have their father there. Do you get me? And they know what they've gone through. So don't put your child through it, please, man.
I we could go over this again and again about the value of family and having your kids, and even someone, as you said, if you have a kid before in Jahiliyyah, even the value of that child, like come on. But yeah, it takes hard work. Abdurraheem, I think we've
surpassed that time.
We've gone 1 hour full kind of gems and of good advice. And I think we do need to get some brothers together and some sisters together to talk about relationships and family and just making those I'll say rules and regulations, but just to appreciate the family, appreciate each other, appreciate the work that needs to be done. We need to push that message to the community and to the world. Any last words, brother? Give us some help us to make a sensible choice going forward.
Boy, I don't know, man. Like, at the end of the day, like I said, what sits in my head right now is, if you know better, you do better. Do you see where I'm coming from? And at the end of the day, some of us might not have been taught better, but you see, in the heart, you definitely know what the good thing to do is. You see where I'm coming from? So it's like, that's what I'm going to leave everybody with. If you know better, do better. And, don't say, I'm going to try. Trying is debilitating. Do something. Anything that you want to do in life, do something. Yeah. A minute, 2 minutes could turn to 3 minutes to 6 minutes. But it's a steady progress. And it's just like what man said about the Islam thing. It's like Rome weren't built in a day. Do you see where I'm coming from? So, like I said the other day in one of my videos that I made, Rome weren't built in a day, and you might not learn things straight away. Yeah, but life's a process, and never knock your progress, because like I say, slow progression is better than no progression. Do you see where I'm coming from? If you stop and you just stand still, then you ain't gonna get to nowhere. But it's not about the destination, it's about the destination, but it's also about the journey. Yeah, because whilst you're on that journey, you're learning things on that journey. Do you see where I'm coming from? Sometimes that destination might change, but that journey is going to be beneficial. So
that experience.
Exactly, the experience. So let's take that journey that we're all embarked on, whether it's the past, and because I always say this as well, your past sculpts your present, but your present determines your future. So let's use the past and the traumas that we've had, to implement, and we can act on it in the present to change the future, not only for ourselves but our children. And change a whole destination of where we're trying to bring the society and our community, whether it's Islamic, whether it's for Black and minorities, and whatever it is. Do you see where I'm coming from? But we need to start from somewhere, and just never forget that.
Starting from now, isn't it? Start from now, man.
But don't like delay. I'm going to say, I'm going to leave you lot on this one. Yo, my peoples, this is AR.Sense on Sensible Choice. Make a sensible choice.
Jazakallah khairan, Abdurraheem. It's been a pleasure as usual. Jazakallah khairan for your time. And I leave you to go back to your family. And inshallah, we speak soon. Jazakallah khairan, brother. Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakallah khairan, Sheikh.